Appalachian appreciation for Appalachian ingenuity is beautiful. People realize what we're doing here, and every time you eat one of our mushrooms, you're not just eating some mushroom from somebody that you don't know. It's a local guy, and that certainly does mean a lot.
Driving along the West Virginia Turnpike and wondered what is inside of the Memorial Tunnel? Well, today I introduce you to Hernshaw Farms and explain how they've made their mark in West Virginia by growing mushrooms.
Some of the world's finest fungi are growing right here in the West Virginia hills. No, literally, they are growing inside of a mountain along the West Virginia Turnpike. George Patterson grows mushrooms locally for restaurants all across the state, and he ships his mushroom grow kits all across the country.
How on earth did you become like the mushroom guy?
That's a long story, but it started back in college. They gave me the opportunity at my school to kind of study what I wanted to do, and I researched into things we could do on former mine sites, and we thought, hey, let's try this. And we did it, and we did it for a while, and it worked extraordinarily well, and we got to the point where we said, oh, look, man, we need to expand. So luckily, we found something that's centrally located around, in coal country, where we're growing mushrooms all year round now with geothermal energy from the tunnel, which is amazing.
Tell me a little bit about the process for the tunnel. One thing I know for sure is anytime I've driven down the turnpike, I've seen the Memorial Tunnel and I've been like, oh, what's in there? And now it's mushrooms.
Yeah.
How did that process work for you guys securing this location?
Oh, that was a lot of phone calls, and it took us about 18 months. So it really, it's the foresight of General Crane. Luckily, I got the opportunity to meet with him. And he really believes in the state of West Virginia and believes that agriculture is important and developing agriculture is important. We did not, when I started in 2018, I believe there was not anyone producing mushrooms at scale for using the bag method, which is what the mushroom industry developed towards in the 1980s. So 1980s, 1990s, it switched from log growing to sawdust bag growing, and that was really a first for us. So we were kind of treading all new territory to begin with, and now where we are, being able to develop those distribution channels, working, living by the mushroom sterilizer, the oven that cooks and sterilizes our blocks, the steam generator. And we were able to grow this business to be what it is today, and we're very lucky for the local support and the support we have from around the country.
So I'm pretty sure that just from hearing you talk, growing mushrooms is not necessarily the easiest thing. There's a lot of trial, there's a lot of error. Talk to me about how you, I guess from, spore to table.
Yeah, that's great.
How do you make it happen?
So we essentially take mushroom spawn, right? We'll cut out some steps. We'll go from mushroom spawn, which is mushroom seed, right? And we take that and we put them in front of our flow hood in our laboratory. We have this thing, it's called a laminar flow hood. It keeps all of the bad particles away, essentially. So it creates streams of parallel air that push all the bad bacteria from going into these bags. Really, it keeps everything clean, right? So we take these hot sawdust blocks, they're kind of warm at this point, and we open them in front of this fan, this flow hood. We'll see it over there. I'm sure there'll be a little picture. And we take the grain spawn and we put it in the bag, and we seal it in front of the flow hood. And then in 22 to 97 days, you have a mushroom, depending on the species. We let them sit in the office area over there where I guess the Turnpike and the Guard used to have offices, and they sit there where they're a little bit actually colder right now, but it's a little bit warmer, so because they generate their own heat to colonize. And then in the summer, actually, we move them all in here because it's it's really hot outside, and the cool temperature makes this place really great.
Talk to me about your mushrooms. I just know, being someone who loves mushrooms, I see a lot of variety. Talk to me about what you're growing here, how you're growing it.
Well, our most popular mushroom by far, and I think really it kind of took America by storm, is lion's mane. Lion's mane is great for your brain. It's a furry looking guy. It kind of looks like cauliflower. It's tasty, crab-like seafood. Everybody loves it. We cannot keep enough of it in stock, which is awesome. So we're growing lion's mane and a lot of lion's mane. We're growing several different varieties of oysters: black king oysters, blue oysters, snow oysters, pink oysters, gold oysters.
Let's say someone from South Carolina sees this and like, dang, those look good. How do they get your mushrooms at their house in a different state?
Well, we'll ship it next day if they order on HernshawFarms.com. Next business day we ship. So right now they're in there fulfilling online orders. And so we ship our mushroom grow kits as soon as we can.
To follow along with George's journey, you can simply search Hernshaw Farms on Facebook and Instagram. Up next on Crave West Virginia, we are getting swilled in the Eastern Panhandle. Don't worry, it'll make a lot more sense when you watch it.